Hey you, before the video starts, consider dropping a like, a comment, and maybe consider subscribing. This really does help the channel grow. On to the video. Hey guys, it's Maine here, backing up with another IE review. This is post Gambit Cavern, post Wisdom Monument. March 22 is when we were doing this review live on stream. And today we're looking at Taintedclown, who did tell me he's not going to be in stream today. So we're going to just kind of go off of just general account progress and see what he wants some help on. Let's go take a look, see if he gave me any notes or anything. Just kind of figuring out what he can do as a more AFK type player instead of being more active. So want some help in general direction, what to kind of hone his attention to as a more AFK as opposed to active player in the community. So let's go take a look. Obviously, my big thing that he pointed out was just monuments and the monument time that he's at. So let's, I believe basically he's at 24,000 hours of bravery. He's at 17,000 hours in justice. So what I recommend is getting to 24k hours in justice. The next reward being +2 mental health and dismissal is actually really huge. I highly recommend trying to get here if you're at this stage of the end game, you know, being this far into the hole. I don't know where exactly you are, but it looks like you're pretty far down. You even have 18,000 hours in Wisdom Monument, which is really good. Honestly, it's not. You can push to 24,000. The 5 insta matches, we're still kind of figuring out the Wisdom Monument to see if this is actually like good or, you know, if this is actually worth your time. But the 5 insta matches might help you get another wave or two. Thank you for the Discord alert. Appreciate it. So you could you could get here, maybe get an extra wave, and that might allow you to push to like Wisdom bonus monument or monument AFK gain or whatever. But I mean, it's kind of lackluster. It's not really my favorite monument. It's, I don't know. I feel like it's. Thank you so much. I think the most important thing is just justice, getting this to 24,000. There's a bit of debate right now whether you want to have this reward multiplier stack up past 2.4 or, you know, you want to do it more often. The reason being is because if you do it more often, it kind of eliminates the spikiness that feels like justice, because it's so RNG based to get really good cases and good like wave count and case count. You could let the bonus stack up and kind of gamble and hope you get a really good run, because if you stack up your bonus like 22 times, you can get like 10,000 of each of the bonuses, and it's really cracked. But again, that's very RNG dependent. So my advice is still stack it up to like 2x, do it every other day, and see what bonuses you can gain from it, because you might be able to push high wave count on one run. You may not be able to do it on the next run, and it's again just a really RNG based monument, but it is a good way to scale bonus multi AFK gain, summoning essence gain to help you progress summoning, some villager EXP to push the other caverns if you're not there yet. If you are waiting to push, or you can't push caverns 13, 14, 15 because they take a lot of villager EXP, the monuments, bravery, and justice provide you a lot of additive EXP for villagers, and that's one of the ways early game you can really push EXP for your villagers to scale the explorer, get a bunch more EXP, and just kind of push. Because right now he's at only 46 million EXP an hour. You can get much higher if you focus on EXP for villagers and bravery and justice. Thank you so much. Okay, on to stamps. Stamps, you're at almost 15,000, doing pretty good. Looks like you're focusing on some of the carry capacity stuff. You have the stamp up to 230. I don't know if you're at Cavern 15 yet, but it doesn't look like it because you didn't have any Dragon Warrior statues, but that's definitely something to push towards. Obviously, you need a lot more EXP, so those monuments are really important for you to focus on. But these stamps right here are going to help a ton in the Cavern. Obviously, the Cavern resource stamp, more resources and stuff. The study hall, the study rate for Belaya is really good to help you push as well. Speaking of Belaya, the studier, my personal recommendation, which you should focus on, get at least 1 level of bravery, get like 3, 4, maybe even 5 levels of the bell, because the plus 60, 80, 100 levels that you get are incredibly important for pushing.
Chat is rude with interruptions.
It's incredibly important for getting you further and more bonuses in the bell. The bell provides a ton of bonuses to rupee gain, and eventually in Cavern 15 the double torch chance, which is how you kind of scale and get further into the sanctum to get more opals and such. But the rupee gain is incredibly important and helpful for progressing the jars, and the jars provide you a ton of overall whole progress, because the collectibles can give you things like bucket fill rate, more villager EXP, more bell ping rate, the skilling resources taking less, more rupee gain, which again kind of goes back into helping with the jars, more collectible enchant chance, so you can get higher bonus bonuses of everything here. But definitely the jar is really good for helping you push the rest of the cavern, and it's definitely something you want to focus on when you get to the new set of caverns. The jar is going to help you progress everything because these are multiplicative bonuses to villager EXP, and again, multiplicative bonus to villager EXP. As well, one thing else I want to talk about, since we're kind of in the early stages of the cavern, getting the villager statue to 200 is actually going to be really important. Its drop rate was reduced from 1 in 100,000 to 1 in 10,000. So it actually is much easier to farm this with it being affected by multi-kill. It's relatively easy to get the statue up to 200, despite how daunting of a task that might be. Just stick your characters kind of AFK here and start scaling the bonus you get from villager EXP, because this is multiplicative and again would help you push to the later caverns. Okay, moving on to bubbles. Let's hide past 90%. Why not? I don't see any that are like significantly any like really important ones that are sticking out to me, but my recommendation, or rather what I'm looking at and seeing, is I don't think your farming is as fleshed out as it could be. So let's go jump to farming and just kind of take a look. Yeah, land ranks, less than a second growth time. So it is pretty fleshed out. In terms of crops, you're not too far into the glassy, but I think instead what you should do is you should switch focus from focusing on pushing the amount of crops that you have and instead just focusing on pushing some farming bubbles, because you can get like tome wisdom %, you can get some loot find for your ninjas, some more door damage, some more crop evo chance from essence generation, more this is another one, sneaking, stealth %. Focusing on these bubbles are going to help you just progress the other world 6 skills, or just help you generally progress in things like sneaking and farming. So trying to do those specifically to help you get more of those bonuses. The stealth one specifically is going to help you a lot in sneaking, as does door hinge, the hinge buster bubble. This is going to give you a lot more door damage to help you push mastery 2, mastery 3, depending where you're at right now, which I haven't really checked. Where are you? Your mastery 2. So mastery 3 is a big thing you want to push towards. So doing more stealth % is going to help you a ton in getting you further into your general account progress. The more levels you have, the maybe your bubo hits another breakpoint, getting more cranium cook time. 400 talent levels are now feasible with the Gambit Cavern. It's a Gambit Cavern. Yeah, with the Gambit Cavern, giving you a ton of bonuses to endless summoning. The more Equinox symbols levels you get, the higher levels you can push your minimum talent level, which means 400 Tentacle Bubo is actually possible. And it's kind of what we're doing in the background. 400 Tentacle Bubo allows you to enable like 90 to 95% uptime on Cranium Cook. It just kind of depends how fast you can kill the mobs, your RNG at the moment. 100% is not quite there. We're almost there, but it's, again, Cranium Cook is much more effective now than it was before, but 400 Tentacle is an incredibly good breakpoint to try, or rather goal point to try to achieve. And luckily for you as a more AFK character, Endless Summoning provides that ability to get 400 talent points much more passively than you would normally, because the previous meta was trying to level up Elemental Sorcerer to level 719, then eventually 885 to get those minimum talent breakpoints. But now you don't even have to necessarily do that. Endless Summoning allows you to upgrade Equinox symbols even further to get more minimum talent levels. Also, someone said, should we focus on getting more hours on Wisdom or getting 200 villager statue level? Wisdom Monument kind of sucks, I'm not going to lie. The bonuses scale not as well as the Justice and Bravery Monument do, because you can get pretty far. Like, you can get more case count in Justice, you can get more waves in Bravery, but Wisdom, you're kind of limited by your brain power and your human capability of doing it. So realistically, I can see people getting like 7, 8 in Wisdom. That means the rewards aren't scaling as hard or as high as Bravery or Justice can, which means the villager EXP you're getting from that is really low. And I think you should instead focus on other bonuses like Rupee Jar gain, or farming EXP multiplier, or Wisdom bonus multi or whatever. But it's not, I feel like at this moment, it's not really that good of a choice to scale the EXP from the Wisdom Monument, because it is additive, as far as I know, to the other monuments. So you want to focus more time and attention on the other monuments than Wisdom. Getting it to 10k hours, I think, is acceptable, and you can realistically stop there. The rest of the 14k hours may take a lot more time, and you may be better off just putting that into the Gloomy Mushroom Cavern to get more villager statue EXP. Okay, cool. How's your owl doing? At 12. Okay, so are you at Gambit Cavern? You are there at Gambit Cavern. So what that means is you actually have enough points for this to unlock. So this 6.21x gains from clickers applies to the feather generation and the fish generation from those clicker games. So that means you're getting more feather generation here, which means you can push more mega feathers on the owl. I think to your point, you're not an active gamer, so I wouldn't expect you to check this every 2, 3, 4 hours, but every single day you should be able to reset and get further on the feather restart, which means you have a higher chance of pushing into the next mega feather. The next mega feather obviously gives you more drop rate, more damage and such. So it is really, it's overall just a general good AFK mechanic to go back to every single day. Just get into the habit of it so you can start scaling drop rate. I think right now I've seen people at mega feather 18, 19 because of how many increases to feather generation we've gotten either through the vaults and through the Gambit Cavern. 19 is more realistically achievable. It doesn't take months and months to grind like it used to. So it's 18, I think, is a good goalpost to get now, maybe even 17, depending how active you are in the game. But if you're a very active player, I think you should push to 18. If you're less active, 16, 17, I think is a goalpost for you. But yeah, I mean, if you're on, I think I'm on Mega Feather 18 right now, just to showcase how much Owl's actually giving me right now. Oh, I'm at 17. I apologize. I'm pushing to 18 right now, but at 17 Mega Feather, I'm at 72.5% drop rate. 145 all stat, 290 skill EXP, bunch of damage, some class EXP. I mean, the rest of it is not really that important. The drop rate is the most important thing. There's a difference here of like 30 or 24% drop rate between you and me. So it is small, but it does add up over time. So every percent of drop rate you get is pretty good. Also, if you have the gem pack that gives you the multiplier to drop rate, if you have really high Siegebreaker Plunderous kills, that's another multiplier to drop rate. So all these factors mean that you're not just getting an extra 24% drop rate, you're probably getting like an extra 30-40% drop rate, which is 0.3 or 0.4x drop rate. It is a decently significant thing to aim for, so it's nothing to scoff at the very least. Okay, moving on. Anyways, short of it, look at your clickers a little bit more often, try to pay more attention. Same thing for the mega fish as well. I know how painful this is, but you are missing like 5-6% AFK gains because your overall mega fish is relatively low. I think you can probably try to get more RNG on the shiny fish and just try to get a little bit more on these guys and push a little bit further because you're only at 7 mega fish. You can push this up to 8 relatively easy. Sigils, pushing this almost at the end against more AFK things. So yeah, I think you have a right distribution here. I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point. These 4 sigils aren't really that effective, but you have a good time distribution here. If anything, I'd maybe consider taking a character off Tuft of Hair and putting it into Duster Studios. That way they finish roughly the same time. You know, because I mean, Tuft of Hair, it doesn't matter if this finishes last. This doesn't really give you anything. It's useless. So go on to World 3. Take care about your printer. I mean, prints aren't looking too bad. You may want to consider doing a reprint when you get to the Dragon Warrior statue at the very least. So once you're at Cavern 15, grinding Dragon Warrior statue to like 75 at post Onyx, I think you should consider reprinting because it should give you a ton of skilling efficiency. Refinery. As a more passive player, I don't expect you to be pushing the thousands of levels. I can realistically see you getting to like rank 200 in the next month or two. The more levels of the red salts, the fast, or rather, once the salt's at 1 million, every level past that just helps speed it up. So this kind of grows faster and faster as you level up the salts, but keeping them at 0% is good. Keeping this at 0% is good. This at 10% is perfectly fine. This at 0%, always want to keep this at 0% to level this up. Synthesis cycles just take so long. But to help you with your refinery speed, what I highly recommend is your construction. Construction gives you a ton of multiplicative build rate refinery speed. So the more levels of the buildings you have, the faster that's going to be. So your big focus is trying to get your shrines up to 200. Every single shrine except primordial getting up to 200. Primordial, it is possible to get up to 200. It's just annoying. So maybe get this up to like 100, 110, just like slowly, passively getting it up over time, and just do that. Yeah, when the refineries start taking less than a day, the speed at which you can level them up just starts getting exponential. Because remember that you can also rely on Omnifau and the AFK time procs on that to help progress refinery as well. So if you are a more active player, you can abuse that, depending if you have Doot or if you've linked to it in the Pocket Divinity from the hole. Definitely really good. Those two stamps you're talking about are from Cavern 15. Okay, yeah, definitely reprinting is going to get you to a point where you can get helium to level 10, eventually level 11. Not now, but eventually. In Equinox symbols is really good. What you want to push for, you should definitely try to push towards 75 portals on Voidwalker. It is very easy to do this now, particularly because of the tome. The tome gives you, I think, either 2 or 4x kills while active on a character, which immensely helps the V-Man portal speedrun. Remember that when you do the V-Man speedrun, start in the Cattlecroc arena. There is a bug right now. If you do not start in the Cattlecroc arena, you cannot kill Cattlecroc for the 3 portals. So make sure to start in that arena so you unlock that ability. Level up your skulls. Just get God Shard skulls on everyone. How progressed is your worship? I won't knock you for this. Worship does kind of suck. Oh yeah, remember this has 90 more levels in a more recent patch, so you can get more refinery speed through leveling up the Salt Lick. Okay, you've ground out DB to the 110 meal level. I still see a bunch of small ladle meals that you can do. So I would definitely be considering just taking a stack of like 50 ladles at a time and just going through until you're basically out of ladles is what I recommend, because you can get a lot from upgrading these meals. I mean, I would focus on these top ones here, going cabbage, corn dog, soda, egg, just to give you more meal cooking speed. And then once you've upgraded those and they take like 2,000-3,000 ladles, I would focus on the other ones, just kind of go in order. So orange, cheesy bread, apple, so on and so forth. All right, moving on. Breeding. I want to see at least 10. Okay, good. I mean, who cares about star signs, right? But that is more tome points. So pushing, do you not have any pets in the fence yard, or are you just doing breedability? Because to me, it looks like you don't have any pets in the fence yard, which is kind of a miss on your part, especially as a more AFK type mechanic. I think you should have shiny pets, specifically the faster shiny pet level up rate and the bonuses from all meals, getting these to minimum level 12. Thank you so much. Yeah. Do I see a non-2100 lab character? Okay. Yeah, we have some problems. That's a big one. Okay, so lab jail. That's what you should do. Lab jail for your characters. Forget the monuments. Forget everything you're doing. Your character should be in lab, leveling up both divinity and lab at the same time. Again, link to Goat God. Equip the mindful prayer style from divinity and just stick him in lab. This is a actually like significant increase to your character power, because it will scale the lab mainframe bonus. Not only that, but getting to 2100 overall account lab level will give your characters I'm having a stroke. What did I completely forgot what I was going to say. That's right. It gets you more account skill level. What that does is allows you to get more sword damage for bravery. One of the measure bonuses, one of the multipliers, or one of the scaling components of the measure bonus is specifically skill level. The more skill level you have, the more bravery sword damage you get, which means you can push further into the waves, which means you get more AFK gains, you can get more mining efficiency, you can potentially get to bravery multi as well. On wave 47 and beyond is when you start seeing bravery multi, and that is a huge increase to your account. So getting more skill levels is incredibly important for bravery sword damage, but just generally for your account, getting those jewels unlocked is a huge early game grind you should absolutely focus on right now. That is number one priority for you right now. All right, thank you so much. Moving on. Oh yeah, also level up justice to 1, at least in the study here. I forgot about that. Slab, how's your slab doing? 1529. I see a bunch of opals you can grind. Get on the opal grind. You don't even have the Sanic ring, so make sure to equip this star sign to be able to drop the Sanic ring. It's on the first page. I can't remember, was that Cronus? It's like bottom right-ish. It's like 0.0001% chance. Just equip it on Bubo, do some cranium cook, you'll drop it pretty quick. And yeah, just opal grinding and just doing some quests and, you know, getting the slab for it. Okay, sneaking. Not terrible setup. This gemstone's pretty high. I mean, I don't see a reason why you can't push to Mastery 3 right now. Like at all. Like you should be able to. Hey, what's up, Prometheus? Sailing? Done? Divinity? You're not at 18. So yeah, definitely alongside the goal of characters. Here we go. So alongside the goal of getting lab overall to 2100, divinity, getting divinity to level 190 to 200 and focusing your atom clicks on Big P is going to help you immensely, especially when it comes to Deathbringer bone grinding, and also trying to push to 400 talent levels for Bubo if that's a goal for you. Spending all of your atoms every single day on Big P until it's like 4,000 is what I recommend for you. And again, like I said, focus on the highest EXP prayer style that you can. Even getting the divinity boots equipped on your characters while they're in the lab grind is going to help a ton. Every little bit of minimum talent level that you get is incredibly important for everything in your account. Damage, multi-kill, kill per kill, money percent. Not really. Skilling efficiency especially. So getting to plus 18 from Arctis is still possible, especially if you have the Crystal Capybara pet. That is going to help you a ton in getting you more progress for your account. Just grinding out the minimum talent levels is something more endgame, but luckily it is still more of an AFK focus that you can do. What if you don't have Doot? Pocket Divinity. Pocket Divinity exists, so you can link to up to 3 gods, 4 if you have ES. So yeah, no excuse. I think we hit a lot from your account. I mean, you have some stuff you can get up to 100k. I mean, getting the class EXP here is nice. The defense is okay, at least for the Hound Eyes. Maybe consider doing some more gold food farming for your characters, because getting this to 10k again just gives you more coins across all of your characters. And again, it counts as a separate stack. So if you have more gold bread on your character, if you have a 10k stack on your character and 10k stack on the beanstalk, they count as 2 separate 10k stacks when you get even more coin drops. So every single gold food you drop on the beanstalk gives you more everything. So it's really, really good. Yeah. Okay, summoning. So I guess the last thing I'll talk about is specifically the Gambit Cavern and how it impacts summoning.
No beanstalk cake, shame on you.
So summoning, oh my god, it's so laggy. Whew. Okay, so summoning. With the summoning doublers, there's two metas when it comes to summoning. Number one is focusing on essence generation, which is the build that I have set up right now. So you can put all of your points onto essence generation to focus on really beefing up these essence numbers. You can see right now my essence generation across all my essences is really, really high. That's because, like I said, everything is focused on essence generation. The reason I do that is so I can level up everything faster. So I get more damage eventually. I can get more HP, more essence generation, more mana generation. All this stuff is incredibly important to help you push summoning faster. If you aren't looking to push summoning, you should do this. And even if you are looking to push summoning, this is still something you should do, because being able to double this bonus right here, specifically the infinite essence, gives you an incomparably large amount of essence generation. I have 165,000% increase to essence generation for all of the colors. That is so powerful. It's incomparable to a lot of the different bonuses here in summoning, but that's like number one thing you want to double. Then you want to focus on the cost reduction. You want to focus on some of the generation per level you have, generation per win, that kind of stuff. I wouldn't necessarily focus on the essence generation like doubles for yellow, because there's not a lot you can do in yellow, but there's a lot you can do in the other the other colors. So purple, this is a huge multiplier to damage. This one isn't really that huge of a multiplier. This isn't really that good. But yeah, so this is like the first build, the first priority of essence generation. Now, the other version, when you're trying to push, oh, is it fixed for collections? Cool, sounds good. There's a second meta. If you're trying to push endless summoning and get further, the other swap you want to do, of which you can swap out the essence doublers that you have through the lamp. This little reset right here affects opals, affects conjure points, also affects summoner doublers. So you can reset those and then focus on putting those on damage. So just damage. HP, I didn't really have a lot of luck when upgrading HP, so just focus on damage, and that's all you want to do. So number one priority, infinite damage. Number two priority, damage laundering. Number three priority, purple damage. Number four priority, merciless units, powerful units, stronger units. Oh, seeing red, the sharpened spikes, starting mana, mana generation, mana generation, mana generation. Final card. Actually, final card is like number one you should do, because this is actually really, really good. And then I honestly like starting mana for real. This is really good. Do not do jeweled cards. This messes you up so bad. Do not do this one. That's about it. Yeah, I already talked about the spike upgrade. Don't do the green one. The green one sucks. Green one is awful. It's 516 damage. That's it. That means nothing if I'm doing 486 million damage. Or in the case of me having damage doubled, 5 billion. This one, though, is really, really good because this scales off your unit damage. The more damage you have, the more this spike damage scales. So you want to upgrade this one, not the green one. But that's generally it. You want to focus on damage. Damage will help you push. You want to focus strictly on a glass cannon type build. Guardios really suck. Tonkas suck. They don't really help you all that much. But the more damage you have, the more likely you can let your Bloomy survive to help you with essence generation. The more damage your Sparkies will do, so you can really focus on, trying to push and force your win in summoning. But if you focus on damage, you can get to 126 easily. Yeah, so yeah, you may have noticed I did skip over specifically the cyan damage and the red damage. That's because these multipliers kind of suck. They don't really do a lot, but this one, all those ones, and I think this one, those are all good. I may be wrong on this, but would the jeweled one be good specifically for Gambit? Give me a sec to answer that question, because I want to double check something. No, it's not good, because they cost more and they don't count as a separate card. So it doesn't factor into final card. So if you think about it, you're actually losing mana for having a jeweled card. So you don't want to have jeweled cards. You want to reduce the chance and instead try to get lucky in having multi-card numbers on non-jeweled cards. But purple mana generation will almost always, with final card, outcompete bloomies, because bloomies have a chance to spawn. They're not guaranteed. It's really RNG to get bloomy. That's why the jeweled card doubler is a really bad idea, because it does nothing for final card and just lets you waste mana at a chance, a 4%, well, probably like 6 or 7%. There's a, yeah, this one right here, at getting a bloomy. It's not worth the loss of mana generation because it does not factor into final card. And also, to that point, if you get a jeweled Sparky, it's not always good, because if you get a jeweled Sparky, you might actually run worse times on some of the Gambit Caverns. So again, it's a double-edged sword. It has mostly cons and downsides, so you do not, and I'm warning you, do not double the jeweled cards. It is bad. You lose mana generation for nothing. You lose guaranteed mana generation for nothing. Anyways, those are the two focuses. Anyways, moving back to the video. Anyways, that's what you should do. I think because you're at endless summoning 89, I think, how much damage do you have? So 881. I don't know what you have doubled. Oh, I can actually see what you have doubled. This is actually really good. So yeah, I see you have the infinite health and HP laundering doubled. I would respec this and just focus on damage. I think that's all you should do. Like, you're missing Seeing Red here. You're missing Sharpened Spikes. You're missing the mana generation here. That's really good. That's really good. You're missing the unit damage here. You're missing the powerful units here. You're missing stronger units here. You're missing beefier units here. The more you scale the base damage, the more damage overall you have. Like I said, the red one isn't really that good. This unit's a destruction. This one's also not really that good. I would focus on the base damage over those upgrades specifically. And again, I would despec out of the HP. I would despec out of the HP here. I would despec out of the HP here. And that's 3 at the very least you have. Another one. And again, mana generation is like #1 priority. What you should focus on. Final card as well is also something you should focus on, which you don't even have. This is going to help you push a lot further in endless summoning. Hey GK, what endless summoning are you at right now? And what are your times in the Gambit Cavern? $128. He's cheating. Get him. All right. Okay, specifically when it comes to you, Taintedclown, I think that's pretty much it. I think your big focus right now is getting to 2100 lab. That is a very, very important for you, important thing for you to do. That's like #1 grind. Stop what you're doing. Put every single character in lab and divinity. Lab at the same time. Link to Goat God if you don't have Dude. Make sure your pocket divinity is linked to Goat God and I guess Omnifowl to help you push Refinery, to help you push lab levels and divinity levels, and just, you know, level this up as much as you can. 2100 lab is incredibly important because of those jewels. Thank you, Jedrid. Because that'll give you more crop scientist bonuses. So it gives you more drop rate, more base critters, more pet rate, more cash percent, meal speed, all this stuff. It's overall really good for your account. And that's what I recommend you doing. So thank you for the account. Have a great day. See you in the next video. Bye. Hey there guys, it's Main here. I just wanted to say deeply thank you to everyone who does support me over on YouTube and or Twitch. It really does help motivate me to continue making more videos. If you would like to become a channel member just starting at $1 a month, please check the description below. Have a great day.